How's it going, fight fans? Welcome to mindforcombat. If you're new to the channel, my name's Rohan. It's my platform with MMA and boxing related content. And if you're new here, then please help me grow my platform. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and maybe get involved in the conversation below. With that said, I'm going to be breaking down the upcoming featherweight world championship clash between Max Holloway versus Alexander Volkanovski. I completely messed up his name there. But anyways, this is a fight that I'm really looking forward to, and this is one of the key fights of UFC 245 that makes the whole card very special. Firstly, you got Max Holloway, a guy that a lot of people are arguing now is the greatest featherweight of all time, and I kind of see why, because he's beaten Jose Aldo twice, because he's beaten all the great names that he has, and we'll go into that, but because he's defended his belt multiple times, his attitude, the way he is, the way he likes to fight very actively and consistently. Max Holloway is a guy who's really captivated the attention of the audience and the fans and really shown his way around the world, saying, look, this is how good I am. I'm going to be fighting everyone. I'm going to be doing everything. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Max Holloway's really been a pleasure to watch. And this time round, he's fighting one of the toughest challenges he's had at featherweight, in my opinion. He's fighting a really tough, durable, strong human being that is just on an absolute run. I believe he's won something like 18 fights in a row, and is just a dude that has actually got an incredible backstory. He weighed 260 pounds at one point, standing at 5'6". So for him to be at 145 pounds, he's a very strong 145 pounder, and actually he's shown that in his fight. With that said, let's get into the fight breakdown and go through this here. So Alexander Volkanovski is actually 3 years older than Max Holloway. Max Holloway is 28 years old, which makes Volkanovski 31 years old. That 3 years, I don't believe is significant. Volkanovski hasn't taken tons of damage in his career. He's still relatively fresh and young. He's coming into his prime, his peak. Max Holloway is obviously at his athletic prime and peak. He's obviously had a lot of fights now at the highest level. You got to wonder if his body's starting to take any wear and tear, but he's a very young man, and I believe he's got a long time to go yet. And so they're both fighting in their prime. Max Holloway comes into this fight with a record of 21 wins and 4 losses, as opposed to Alexander Volkanovski's record, who's got a record of 20 wins and 1 loss. They both got really good mixed martial arts records, and they both got tons of great experience. It's a really fun and intriguing fight. Max Holloway stands at 5'11", and that's very much a key metric in this fight, because he's definitely going to want to box and use his height and range, and that gives him a nice 5-inch height advantage over Alexander Volkanovski, who stands at 5'6". That's something that we should remember throughout the course of this breakdown, and when you're making your picks for this fight, don't forget about that. Max Holloway has a reach of 69 inches. It's actually pretty short for his height, and his frame kind of surprises me when you see how tall and long he actually is. But even despite his height advantage, that puts him at a 2.5-inch reach deficit as opposed to Alexander Volkanovski. So maybe the height does even itself out a bit, but I believe that Max is still the longer, rangier man, and he's going to have that at his disposal. When we're talking about their styles, Max is a pressure fighter. He loves to be throwing loads of combinations, be in your face the whole time. He's got a lot of movement, but he does stay in your face and utilize movement at the same time. Where he shines is in his boxing. Volkanovski is he's an all-round fighter. He can do it all, and he's shown us in the fights with Jose Aldo. He can hang with elite strikers. He's shown us with fights with Chad Mendes. He's got power. He can play that game. He's shown us fights with Darren Elkins. He can grapple. He can do everything. Alexander Volkanovski can do all of it. All areas of mixed martial arts, Alexander Volkanovski has covered in his repertoire. He's a very good, well-rounded fighter. Let's go through some of the key wins. So we'll start off with Alexander Volkanovski, who's got key wins over the likes of Jose Aldo in Jose Aldo's most recent outing, and beat Jose Aldo back down to, well, not back down, but all the way down to bantamweight, which is a really poor decision. But anyways, I've got that fight breakdown up. If you guys ain't seen it, check that out. He's beaten Chad Mendes in Chad Mendes' retirement fight, and he beat Darren Elkins to snap Darren Elkins' win streak. So those are 3 very good and key wins that we shouldn't forget about coming into this fight. Max Holloway's got one of the best resumes you'll ever see in mixed martial arts, but let's go through it. He's beaten the likes of Cub Swanson when he was earlier going on the streak. He's beaten the likes of Ricardo Lamas, Anthony Pettis, Jose Aldo not once but twice. He's beaten Frankie Edgar, 2 of the greatest fighters of all time. He's beaten so many good fighters, Charles the Bronx Oliveira, Jeremy Stevens, guys that I respect so much. He's beaten them all. Brian Ortega, he finished Brian Ortega. Actually, I called the time in a round. I'm so proud of that. I even called a round in which Holloway will be stopping Ortega. But yeah, it was a great fight. He's got great wins. The issues for Holloway is definitely, you got to consider the weight cut. He has struggled with the weight cut previously, But then when he went up to lightweight, he didn't really look like a true lightweight. He was in there with one of the best in the world in Dustin Poirier, but he kind of struggled, caught 2 L's off Dustin Poirier now. So Max Holloway, there's a few things for you to be thinking about. And also, his wrestling hasn't been tested in a long time, and I believe that Alexander Volkanovski is going to truly come out and test his wrestling. I know Frankie Edgar kind of tested his wrestling, but this is different. I believe that Volkanovski possesses a different threat when it comes to the takedowns than Edgar. I believe Volkanovski is a lot more explosive than Edgar is at this stage in his career, and that's why we should really treat that as a serious threat coming to this fight. For Volkanovski, his issue is going to be his size is 5 inches shorter than Max Holloway. That's something we got to not forget in this fight. And when we see them staring off, we've definitely seen the size difference and championship experience. Volkanovski doesn't have that world championship experience that Max Holloway does. The X factor for Max is going to be his boxing and his championship experience, which kind of touches on the issue for Alexander Volkanovski. And for Volkanovski, his X factor is going to be the punching power that he carries. He is fresh and he is motivated to achieve everything that he's still got to achieve in his career. Let's get into the breakdown. The prediction. So when I see this fight, I see Max Holloway as having trouble. I see Max Holloway as certainly having trouble for the first couple of rounds. That's when Alexander Volkanovski is going to be the most dynamic. He's going to be the most powerful. He's going to carry the most punching power. He's going to be able to hurt Max the most. That's when he'll be the most dangerous in the early rounds. As the fight wears on, Max's conditioning will kick in. Max will be racking up points the whole way through. Whether he's getting hurt or not, he's going to be hitting Volkanovski, and he'll be hitting him regularly with his punching, with his spinning kicks. He will be putting it on Volkanovski. Whether he struggles or not, whether he loses the first round or not, Volkanovski is going to have to work. Whether he loses the second round or not, Volkanovski will have to work. By the third round, we won't see the same Volkanovski. Now, he's not a guy who was cardio I've questioned previously, but when you're in there with Max, the kind of pressure that Max put onto you, and when you're an explosive fighter, well, you will lose that explosiveness, and Max is a very durable fighter too, so this is a very, very tough fight. In my opinion, we're going to see Max piece him up. We're going to see Max box him up as the fight goes on. In the early rounds, we're going to see it be very competitive, but as the fight goes on, we're going into round 3, even late round 2, we're going to see Max start to take over, and as Max starts to take over, we're going to see him really do some damage on Volkanovski. With that said, I think we're going to see Max take over, dominate from the second half of the fight, and be able to have done enough damage in maybe the early rounds to win a round as well. But I'm definitely picking Max to win rounds 3 to 5. 3, 4, 5 will belong to Max completely. Rounds 1 and 2 are a toss-up, but I think Max should be able to win at least a round there as well. I'm going with Max Holloway. So fight fans, for my official prediction, Max Holloway by unanimous decision. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below about my breakdown. Give me your picks for the fight, and yeah, let me know what you thought. And also, I'm thinking about doing a pre-fight catch-up for UFC 245. Let me know in the comment section if you'll be interested in a pre-fight catch-up, just like a little conversation with you guys, like a live stream or something. But anyways, thank you for watching, guys. I'm Rohan, and this is my